Just waiting to see if anybody shows up. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Stevie? Youper. Youper. Slash Master. Dylan, what's up, everybody? What is everybody up to? How is everybody's night going so far, and how was everybody's day? Redoing your snake room. I've been working on mine for a while. 16 by 25. That's a very good size. Very, very good size. I got two rooms that are 12 by, down here, they're 12 feet by, I think it's 15. And then I got the whole house next door. I'm going to get these ones going up perfect. And then I'm going next door with the stuff, with a bunch of stuff. How many snakes do you have? And another question is, do you have more than snakes, like reptiles in general, or is it just snakes, Dylan? James, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? I hope I didn't upset DW or something, because he hasn't been popping in here lately, so. You are. TJ, did you check your emails yet? I sent you one. It would have came from Dakota Aquatics. No, Dakota Discus. So check your junk mail. It would not come from DEA. It would have came from Dakota Discus at gmail.com. Jay, how you doing, buddy? I wouldn't know what I said to him. All right, well, you got to email me back your information so I can get this in the mail to you, okay? Roughly 40 snakes, sulcata tortoise, crested geckos, and savanna monitors. All amazing animals. I love crested geckos. I used to breed them. Snakes, of course. Always have liked snakes. Sulcata tortoise. My sister had two of them. She lived in Arizona. Very, very, very large. They got huge. I have a cousin, like a second cousin, like my mom's cousin, who lives in Arizona outside of Phoenix. And she has a big tortoise farm. She raises tortoises, breeds and all. Don't know her name right off the top of my head because it was somebody I've never met. My mom used to go down there and go to this tortoise farm, and so did my sister and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, but I've never been there, so I wouldn't know who she is. Madman, what is up, guys? I think I just watched your video, Madman. Very well done. I love your apple crop Pueblo milk snake. I would need to get back into the milk snake situation, because I think like Sinaloan milk snakes are my favorite. Hondurans are like up there. So are the Pueblan are also right up there. I love them all. Is it all mostly ball pythons that you have there, Dylan? Yeah, Madman, that was one well-made video. I loved every second of it. What are they, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to answer it if you don't want. I hope me asking you these questions isn't bothering you in any way. Yes, I would like to. It wasn't a milk snake; it was a king snake, and I was planning on discussing this later on in the live chat about this, and get other people's opinion on a certain thing that I was taught and by a what I call an old head, and he would much older than I am right now, but I I learned this 30 years ago or so, roughly, from this old time breeder. Tone. No, it's a California king snake. They're all kind of related. They're all in the same similar family, you know. How are you doing, Tone? A lot of ball pythons, blood couple. Let me see. You should. What do you think? What do I think of tokay geckos? I think they're amazing, especially some of the morphs that they have out there. When I first got into the hobby, I'm gonna tell you, when I started running a pet store, there was a fish place around there. An all glass aquarium company was around the corner from where we were at. And upstairs was all glass aquarium, and downstairs was a massive fish distributor for the East Coast. Now, they had crickets getting loose and stuff like that. So they came into the store and bought hundreds of geckos, tokay geckos, and let them loose. Well, about a year later, they were coming in. What can we do to get rid of all the tokay geckos? They're breeding molt, because it was 85 degrees down in that fish room, 100% humidity. They were flourishing. And the reason the owner came back and was asking is because he stuck his hand underneath the sink, because a sink was leaking, and one bit his finger and did some massive damage to his finger. It was hilarious. I said, well, you shouldn't have let them go, thinking they would be okay. But no, tokay geckos are very cool. They got all different colors now. They got I don't know all the morphs, but I know they got like a pied one and all that. Yes, they are, TJ. Florida soft shells are amazing. Madman, I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Pacus are pretty cool. Tell you one thing about Pacus, though. They are a little destructive on a tank because, one, they eat nuts. They eat other stuff too, but they like nuts. But they will chew. We had like tubes in the tanks and stuff. They will bite right through it. They're not like a regular piranha, man. They're a little different. Good name, Philly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think that. I said that when you put it up. I said some people ain't gonna like it because a lot of people get upset. Yeah, you do need a pretty good sized tank because Pacus get huge. There was a place called Martin's Aquarium outside of Philadelphia that was had I bet it was 1,000-gallon aquarium, and their Pacus that they had in there were ginormous. I couldn't tell you. That's something you'd have to check, Tone. Pacus have teeth that look like humans' teeth almost. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, you live in California. I'm surprised people are legal there. It's nuts. Russian tortoises are amazing. Yeah, Bowser. That would be a good name for it. Super Mario. Um, Now, Dion, you were saying something about blood pythons. How many blood pythons do you have, and do you ever plan to breed them? Are you going to breed them, or and what kind of blood pythons do you have? Yeah, that's a shame. See, Tone, you need to move somewhere like here. It's cooler, cold weather. You get season changes. You can have pretty much everything except for pretty much venomous stuff. I had a friend who used to go to Florida and do Oscar tournaments, and it's Oscars get pretty big. Yes, he does, TJ. Yeah, they do. They are a very cool species. But have you ever worked with one before, Jay? Just out of curiosity. Okay, okay. Yeah, blood pythons are one of my favorite python species. Jay, have you ever worked with Vietnamese centipedes before? Oh yeah, Stevie. See, when a snake gets out, you have to think like the snake. I over this 35-year plus journey I have taken with reptiles, you begin to know the species, you begin to know what they think and how they operate. Now, like I said, with the king snakes, you just got to sit and just, they're going to, king snakes, milk snakes, stuff like that. They're going to want to be out traveling around. They're not going to stay in one spot. You will find them. You'd probably be okay where you're at, Tone, with just, you know, um, if you're going to set up a pond. Yeah, that's because if it leaks, it will could ruin any apartments below you. Okay, you've never. You don't have to handle them, Jay. I'm gonna tell you something. I went to a guy who used to breed them, and when I went into his place, he had these really super deep tubs for him, and he didn't even like opening up the lids on the Vietnamese ones because they are so fast, and if they bite you, they can be medically significant, I guess you could say. I've seen people. He was telling me that he's seen people get bit and end up in the emergency room because it's and people, they got long tongs and they stick the long tong in there to feed it or whatever or to move something, and within seconds it's on their hand or their arm. Out of all the centipedes, the Vietnamese one is kind of a tough one, man, because they're so fast and the venom is can be considered to some people medically significant because once you get bit, the pain is intense, super intense. Yeah, some bloods are like that. And amazing rescue. Then I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you were there to help that animal. Dart frogs are extremely beautiful animals with all the different species. Do you ever plan to get any, Stevie? Because they get their venom just their poison, not venom, their poison comes from what they eat. And if you feed them, you're not going to feed them with the ants and stuff that they would eat in the wild where they're at. So chances are you're not going to have any issues. Yes, TJ, it's amazing that I can't wait to see it on video that you're going to get an um, Asian forest scorpion. That'll be awesome. Yes. Yeah, see, that's the only thing. I'm not trying to turn you away from but yeah, I know you're not supposed to handle them. I've never seen anybody handle them. The guy wasn't handling them. It was just within a blink of an eye, it was all the way up his arm. That's how fast they are. Hey, Maniac, how you doing? But I hope everything's good with you. I don't think I would. I wouldn't recommend a Vietnamese one. I'd get something different. But if you do what you want to do, that's on you. And Jay, I'm just telling you my experiences with people who've dealt with them and stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to see your building done. No, see now I would not. I wouldn't turn you down. I wouldn't say don't do that with a reticulated python. I think that you would do good with a reticulated python because they're predictable. You can watch them and learn from them and understand what's going on. No, I would never have said that to you. Unfortunately, Dion, I don't. But you could, we'll keep our eye out for you. Yeah, somebody's asking you a question there, Slash. I don't know if you see it. James wants to know what the common name is. Retics are awesome. I love every bit of them. If I get retics, I want to get true super dwarfs. I don't want to get that are not mixed with anything, so they're 100% super dwarf. It's funny when they do that, isn't it, Maniac? When they decide to eat backwards like that. Yeah, Stevie, that's one thing. They do take up a lot of room, and they have to have the room. But you can enjoy other people's videos, like Jay's, who has them. Mainlands are pretty cool. Them Swahili ones that get really big, is that what they're called? I can't remember exactly how you pronounce it. Right? Some of them get really huge. Becky and I used to breed mainlands before they had all these morphs. The only morph that was out was albino, and it was a little bit out of the price range at like 20 grand, so we didn't have it. But yeah, retics are amazing. Gotta love it when you gotta intervene like that, huh? Maniac. It's a good plan, Jay. Berms are very heavily bodied. When Becky and I used to breed them, it was just amazing the difference in the weight between a retic and a berm, and even the feel of them, because berms can be kind of totally different feel. Oh, yeah, I can't pronounce. Man, I was trying. Ah. Why would you own a retic? The same reason that a person would own a Burmese ball python. The same reason somebody would own a milk snake, because it's fascinating and people get obsessed with their animals and they have a passion for it. TJ. I think you have to get special permits for that, Tone. I'd give them the proper care, because you see what happened. We've taken in a lot of rescues, Jay. Tell, tell them. Oh, yeah. See, you said C. Hensey and it's C. Bertatus. That's because they switched the names, just like they do with transfers. Every time you turn around, they're coming out with a new scientific name. Kind of strange. They done it with the crested geckos. Crested geckos used to be Rhacodactylus Rhacodactylus. Um, I can't remember now, man. But they switched it now. Now what? The only one is the Rhacodactylus leachianus. Yep, Dion, you and I are in the same boat. Oh, that'll work. Tone, that'll work really good. Oh, that's awesome, Jeff. Yeah, yeah, that's. Well, I can't wait. You got to do like videos, man, to keep us updated on how it's going. Because I like watching. I love watching people set up their rooms, because it gives people just tremendous ideas. I love watching people do rack setups, rack unboxings. It's just amazing the things you can learn by just watching YouTube. When I first started, man, you had to read everything out of a book, or somebody had to tell you, because they didn't have internet or nothing like it is now. Carpet, yeah, carpet pythons are pretty cool. pied ball pythons. Very good. They're my favorite, Stevie. Just so you know, they are my absolute favorite. Wow, the like button must be broken because it's only showing one like, and there's 11 people in here. Oh, there we go. 5 likes. You know, Tone, here's the thing. First off, right now, the snow melted already because it rained. But when it does snow, I will try to make you vlog. The problem is, I will try to make a snowman for you, of you. But here's the deal. It's so cold here when it snows most of the time that the snow is like a powder and it doesn't pack together real well. Just like it's like powder. But I guarantee you in the spring when the snow starts to melt, I can definitely make you one for sure. Oh, yeah. That's pretty awesome, Jeff. Holy cow. All right, guys. Here you go. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. Let me get over there. We go. Well, adjust. That's a pretty good, what do you call that? A clutch? Is that what that would be called, Jeff? There you go. Very nice. Anyway, sorry about. So I'll do my best, Tone. I will definitely do my best. We'll even put sunglasses on it for you, okay? And we'll put an Eagles hat on it. Just for you, buddy. What's it say before I... Yes, that's what I had to do. I had to do books. Or watch Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom early in the morning on Saturdays when I was a little kid. Yeah, scorpions are pretty interesting animals. Jay, I would have to discuss that situation with you, what you're talking about there later on or something. I'm not going to go into details of what happened, but I can tell you this, Jay. When he was in here, one time he started, because he didn't like somebody I had in here, and he started a fight. So I kind of blocked him, and then he started hounding me on Instagram to be able to come back on here so he could finish his argument with the guy. It went on and on and on and on. So I just blocked him completely. He got real nasty. I don't have time for the drama. Make a long story short, that's all. Pieds are, they're interesting animals. tell you. Sorry, guys, I'm answering this. Somebody texted me. Oh, no. I answered it. Stevie, I did have a question for you, though, buddy. Up here, you said you like pie bowls. What do you mean by that? Like, you like the pie Burmese python, right? Is that what you mean? Or did you mean something else? I might have misread what you said. I'm sorry about that, Stevie. Yes, that would be amazing. And they have them here. Oh, you meant pied ball python, Stevie? Is that correct? Yeah, they have a. I don't know if there's hets here in this country yet, or if there are pieds here in the country, but they are amazing animals. Jennifer Theory, how are you doing? And yes, Stevie, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that'll be amazing to see, Jeff. What was awesome? Did I miss something? Oh, it was a spider pie. Yes, I like that too. Okay, so then here's your question, Dion. How would they get them out? Um, oh, yeah, I started watching that video, but I had to leave, so I'm gonna have to go back and finish watching it then. Um, how would you put them out there if you started breeding them? Yeah, that's funny, Dion. That's hilarious. They're lots of money, but if you get a pied and breed it to a spider, all the babies would technically be het for pied, and you can make them. Or you get a spider het for pied and breed it with your pied, and you can get it there, Stevie. Yeah, that's the thing. It would take a long time to get them out there. Wouldn't mind having one in my collection, though. Pieds are my favorite. I like the pied retic. I like the pied ball python and stuff. Now, here's the situation though with pieds. I don't know if anybody noticed. It seems for some reason the genetic mutation that makes a pied, they get attitudes. They kind of have that don't F with me attitude. Yeah, they kind of have an attitude also, I have to agree. But like, I mean, the pied ball pythons kind of calmed down after a while, but I'm not sure about the retics. Everybody's got them. Everybody seems to have gotten bit for them. Matt, how are you doing, buddy? I was checking for locks today too. I had some stuff together. So, what you think of the game, Matt? Did you like it? He's using it for a video, so you can just imagine what's going to happen to it, Matt. So, did you have any locks? Oh, yeah, they were. Sorry what happened last year with them playing the Eagles, but you know, it happens. I guess you could say, Matt. Yeah. Go. You call it your lab, huh? Repressed emotions. Uh, I I didn't have any locks today, but everything that I have paired up has been locking off and on, and I think that it. Yeah, go ahead. It because it's been raining here all day. Usually you get locks, but I think things were just like we're not going to pair up today because of they've been locked for off and on for weeks. Oh, very good, Jeff. Very, very good. I was just getting ready to answer that. Yes, it's David, M, and Andrew are my kids, so it's DEA. Opposite ends of the time. I love it. I don't know if anybody here watched Matt's video the other day about breeding ball pythons, but man, I said he should be a junior high school sex education teacher because the students and the parents would just love him to teach their class. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, that's cool. It's a good thing to get them out, and at least when you take them out, you know how things are. You try to educate people when you take them out. Oh for 3. Yeah, I was shocked today when I went down there, Matt, that I had no locks because it's been raining and storming all day here. I figured I'd have some, but no, they were all just curled up next to each other. Lesser pastel tons of GHI. That's a that's a cool lock up there. Justin, how you doing? Yes, Slash, that is your dream snake. Maybe he will get a lesser pastel GHI and you could work something out with him or something. Just woke up, huh? Yeah, it gets when you work a lot of hours, you got to sleep a lot too. I don't know how long you've been asleep. I'm not saying you're sleeping a lot. I'm just saying. Well, that's interesting. That's cool. I have a question for you. I was in a live stream the other day watching people talk about the scaleless head. Now, I got a couple questions for you, Matt, and I'd like to get your opinion on it. How do you feel about the total scaleless ball python? Do you think it's has any issues that need to be addressed? And do you feel that another question that they had talked about was like, did you ever notice that there's always two lines of everything? Like you got the banana, the coral glow, you got the lesser, the butter. Do you think it's like, let's say I get a lesser in and they were line bred and there was dark versions and a lighter version and somebody came along and line bred the one and called it the butter, and somebody line bred the same snake offspring and line bred it and called it the lesser? Do you think they're like the same thing and they're just somebody else had it, line bred it, and made it like some people were saying cinnamon and black pastel too, because they kind of one's lighter than the other, but the end result is the same. Do you understand what I'm asking? There's only one problem with that, Jennifer, with the honey roasted ham, cheese. Jeff don't eat pork. I'll have to go watch this video, Jeff. This sounds amazing, this video. Would you send it to me? On total scaleless, I think it's okay. Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering about the micro abrasion scratches. Now, do you think the scaleless head is somehow related to the micro scale due to the fact that the outcome is the same, or do you think they're two totally 100% different totally different lines? I like that, Dion. Very nice. Okay, yeah. See, I it's just a weird situation. It's a microscale. Yeah, and I don't know if anybody's tried to breed the two together and seen what happened either. Um, but I would think that they would have to be related. Um, do you feel the same way about like the cinnamon and the black pastel, or no? And the banana and coral glow, like they're related somewhere along the way? Yeah, that's James. I agree with you. I think they are. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. A marketing technique that they're using just to make money, and then releasing two different people and then giving it different names. I have to agree with that. But now here's a question: some of these things do different things with, like, let's say you bred something to a lesser, just to say, and you bred it to two different ones, and they come out different. Yeah, well, the cinnamon and the black pastel, that's what I was talking about. When you breed them to things, they do different things, and they look different. There's a difference. But what I was, yeah, the banana and the coral glow, the lesser, the butter, etc. No, no, people think that they're stupid because they're like a third world country over there or whatever, but no, they know what they're doing when they market stuff out and ship it out and stuff like that. Yes, there is, and that's like the snow. There's many different kinds of snow, and then there's a 3 or 4 different types of albino, but them albinos are not compatible though with the leopard geckos. Now, here's another question for you, Matt. Do you think line breeding could be? Um, do you think line breeding causes a lot of issues that a lot of defects that people see in the hobby, like like the some of these animals have kinking issues, things like that? Do you think line breeding has a lot to do with that? Yeah, I seen a video where a guy had him laid out, and if I could find it, Matt, when I find it, I'll shoot you the name of it. Where he showed that, and he had somebody brought in all these lessers and all these butters, and he picked them out. He could say this is a lesser, that's a butter. Now I don't know how real that is because it's a video, of course. But he was showing he trying to explain what the differences are. But I think, like you, I agree. They're the same. I think the butter and the lesser are the same. Just like I think the coral glow and the banana are the same. Good question, James. Yeah, that's what I was. A lot of people don't outcross it like that, and it's very important to outcross it. Um, and it's always good, because we breed so much here. It's always good. Like, I like to see. I don't know how you feel about this, but people get some African imports to bring new blood into the lines. Every once in a while, and I don't know how you feel about that, but I think that's a good idea too. Having like an F1 animal come in and throw some fresh blood into the mix. Good point. Do you feel that there's any morphs out there that have not been discovered or released yet? And I'm when I say that, I don't mean stuff like what Justin Cabolk is doing. If I say his last name right, I mess up on names, but like Justin's doing, where he's making things, but I mean like just a whole new morph out there that hasn't been uh, released or that hasn't been found yet. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Well, that's what I was thinking too, Justin. I was thinking that there are, and you wonder how many people out there are actually expanding their look to see what they can find. And Justin, what makes you think there is what makes you no what make stuttering? Wait a minute, guys. What do you believe is the cause of all these different morphs in one species of animal? Oh, I'm sure it will keep making it. How do you figure we're the cause of all the morphs? That's what I want to know. I mean, like, you get in the wild. The I understand the albino, but then there was the banana, and then there was like that's something. I'm not saying it was in that order, but I'm just saying you had the banana, the pied. What do you think causes nature to keep producing all these crazy looking morphs? Oh, I know that. I know that. That's not. And we love doing it. Of course, we love doing it. What I'm saying is why in nature do you think they keep producing all these strange genetic morphs? What do you think is in the water over there where they're at that they keep producing all these genetic morphs? There's some morphs out there that have come out of there that have never even been. They just are different colored, even though when you breed them and then you get the babies, it's not passed. It doesn't get passed on whatsoever. It does happen in nature to a small extent. There are places here in the United States where um, copperheads and cottonmouths have crossed the lines there a little bit in the wild. So it can happen. There's areas and stuff like that does happen, but I'm just curious about what makes this species so interesting, the ball python, that there are so many mutations, more than almost any other. Ah, good point. I didn't even, I was thinking down those lines, Matt, but I suppose, I watched, what's his name? The reason I asked is because I watched uh, Mad Bio's video and he was talking the theories he had about it. Yeah, probably not. I just like to hear people's opinions on stuff. I like to take people's opinions and process my own little thoughts and come up with my own little ideas. It's just I like doing that. Twins, cousins, reptiles. Good to see you here. They put marijuana on the ballot here too. They passed medical marijuana years ago, but it hasn't. They haven't worked out the details yet, and now they're putting it on for recreational use or something. Yep, yep, yeah. They have you. There are videos out there that show these farms over there. It's just crazy how many eggs they get and how many eggs they go through and how many babies they go through. Yeah, I don't have any proof either. That's just I like to hear people's opinions because, some people's opinions kind of uh, make sense. Jennifer, I would say that too here because this is a very conservative state where I live, and I would never think that it would pass. But there's a very strong possibility it's going to pass here. Ah, yeah. Matt, you're a cop, right? Here's a question for you. Not ball python related or anything. What how do you feel about the recreational marijuana bills that they're trying to pass everywhere? I have a feeling it's going to pass here this time. Yeah, I think so too. I think it will pass everywhere sooner or later. It's only a matter of time. All started on, I think, Oregon or something. Or no, Colorado. My apologies. Yes, and I believe that's going to be everywhere. That it'll pass places, but jobs and stuff will still test you for it and follow the federal rules. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that too. I would rather deal with someone who was high than drunk any day of the week. That's, I think Washington, I don't know how true this is, but the state of Washington apparently has a DUI test for marijuana, right? That they can give you right when they pull you over. I don't know how true that is, but yeah. And I don't know, if it passes everywhere, if they really have something like that or not, but I'm not sure. That's a good. Oh, see, yeah, and that's pretty much everywhere. Like, I'm not gonna say everywhere, but yeah, I feel you guys have more important things to do than to, you know, be arresting people for that. I mean, driving under the influence, of course, but not just plain old recreational use. Jeff, he has to meet his quota. You can't ask him what his quota is either. Jeez. Okay. Now, see, I think that would be harder than giving tickets because going to serve a warrant on somebody, you might think that they might be a little more adept to be violent. You know, even given civil papers, people get downright violent sometimes. I think giving tickets would be easier than serving stuff. civil papers and stuff like that, because people get very defensive, I'm sure, when it comes to handing them papers saying they have to leave their home or show up at court, or you know, or serving a warrant. I think people get violent. Yeah, so you got the weekends off. That's cool. That makes it great. You know, well, hopefully your dream comes true and you can retire, huh? Hopefully you get to that point to where you can retire from doing it. Because she needs a vacation. Ah, yeah, that's funny, Jennifer. I could see that too. But then again, my opinion is if a police officer's coming to talk to me, the worst thing you can do is give a police officer a hard time. In my opinion, if you treat their officer usually with respect, they're going to give you respect back whether you did something wrong or not, even if they have to take you away. They're only doing their job. They're not trying to be, you know, troublemakers. They're just doing their job. Yeah, you can't. There's no point of arguing with anybody like that because it's not. You're only doing your job, and there's laws they have to follow. I understand that. Do you dish your attitude back at them, Matt? Here's a question for you, Matt. I don't mean if you don't want to answer it, I understand. Um, how does your wife feel about you being a cop? Is she okay with that, or is she worried about it? Oh, I uh, I saw that troll on your one video, Matt, and it was hilarious when you were like, "Oh, I won't even repeat what you said." I was like, "Holy cow, huh? Crazy." But you can't, that's the thing. You can't let people troll on your stuff either. Yeah, I found, I have family members that are police officers, and I find that treat them with just respect, and don't give them a hard time. They're only doing their job. They're not out to give you any trouble. And just treat them decently. That's true. She knew what you were. Yeah, but hey, that's like my brother. He's a deputy commissioner of the Philadelphia Fire Department. There's only two people ahead of him in the fire department. That's the commissioner, and there's like another deputy commissioner above him or something like that. And I know his wife would love to see him retire, but he, like that same thing. He's been doing it for so long that he's not going to retire from it. Kind of fun. I can understand it. Yeah, Matt, you have a great night. Thank you for stopping in here. I love having you come in here because I love to pick your brain with some of these questions I have all the time. And yeah, you have a great night. Slash, I'm going to tell you a story about pepper spray. I had a can. I was about 16 years old, and I figured I would spray it out the car window just to see. And I sprayed it out the car window, and a big gust of wind came by and blew it right back in my face. It was hilarious. And everybody in the car got it too. So it was funny. Later, Matt. Jennifer, you need to jump out with your horse mask on and scare David. No, it's actually not odd because I've often thought about it. Um, Jennifer, I've also, I pepper sprayed myself once. I have a real problem. I'm going to tell you something. If I see something that looks interesting to me, I always send to myself, um, I wonder what the experience would be like, and I often want to try it. Yeah, bear spray is no joke because that's like what's a couple million on the Scoville unit, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I would want to do the belt thing though, but to be the taste, yeah. They had a street dance down here one day, and the cop is a really good friend of my son. And he walked up to my son and goes, "Look, if you get in an argument with anybody, you tell me. And then when I come walking over, just scream knife because by law I have to tase them then, whether there's one there or not, because he just wanted to tase somebody." Yeah. Yeah, I could just imagine getting sprayed with bear spray. Oh man, that would be. Whew. Well, guys, I'm getting kind of sleepy, so I think I'm gonna hop. Oh, Reagan, how you doing? I'll hang on for a few more minutes since you just popped in the room, I guess. Still in trouble, Reagan? I don't know why you'd be excited about tomorrow. Sounded good, right? Yeah, don't you have school tomorrow, Reagan? Oh, that'll be cool. Good night, Reagan. Make sure that your mom knows to, if you're excited about tomorrow, I'm sure you know everything about tomorrow. So open it up as soon as it comes, even if she waits till you get home to take everything out. Okay? So, well, guys, I think I'm going to get off. Yep. Whole box of hamsters. Doubt it, because I would never touch a hamster to get it in the box. So, peace out, people. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. I enjoy doing these. I hope you guys enjoy sitting in on these. And I hope you guys enjoy our discussions. If you guys have anything you guys want to discuss, by all means, when we do it live, just say you would like to discuss it. DW. Oh, yeah, good night, DW. I'm sure you're here hiding somewhere in the background, spying. Yep, see you guys tomorrow. And again, I enjoy doing these, and thank you for stopping in here, guys. Peace.